Defensive tackle Lee Hunter dominated the competition and was one of the biggest stars on day one of the Senior Bowl.
You are Locked On NFL Draft, your daily podcast covering the NFL Draft. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On NFL Draft Podcast, your daily podcast covering your favorite draft prospects, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your boy, Damian Parson. I'm an NFL draft analyst with Bleacher Report. And as always, thank you for making Locked On NFL Draft your first listen of the day. And always, thank you for making Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network in America, because it's all because of you guys. Listen, we previewed day one of Senior Bowl practices. Now let's recap with the standouts from day one of Senior Bowl practices, starting with Lee Hunter, the dominant, physical, big body defensive tackle out of Texas Tech. What he was able to do, an unsung hero, under the radar wide receiver that stepped up against some big time SEC corners. We're going to get into all of it, guys, every single bit of it. But before that, today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code Locked On for $20 off your first purchase. Lee Hunter. This was he started out the day red hot. All right, like the candy, red hot. Okay, Lee Hunter, we all know him, right? One of the mainstays on that defensive line for Texas Tech this year, and for good reason, right? They spent their money. Their money was spent well with him and David Bailey and Romello Hyatt, who's also at the Senior Bowl and had a good day. But Lee Hunter, man, and it started with run drills, 6'4", 300 pounds, 330. I mean, Lee Hunter was so difficult to block. He had an outstanding day versus the run, whether it was in just like cutoff drills in terms of, hey, we got combo blocks, 2 offensive linemen. You got to handle the point of attack. Can you separate? Can you split the Red Sea, part the Red Sea, and get into the backfield? He did a great job of that, showcasing his contact balance, his core strength, his lower body strength, and then also the upper body strength. This dude was able to anchor, disengage from a blocker, and not even just engage from them, but shed them, discard them, and then get rid of the other offensive lineman or just make the tackle. He did that in team drills as well. He even had a quick pressure win off of a play action on, I believe it was Diego Pavia, I think it was, and everything in the early passing periods of 11 versus 11 on 11 and whatnot. In one-on-ones, I think, well, first, let's like I said, again, with the run stuff, he displayed the outstanding power, that body control. He's going to clog lanes for you in terms of on the defensive line. We saw Kenneth Grant. Now, I always keep coming back to this. Miami Dolphins picked Kenneth Grant with like top 15 last year. I'd be hard-pressed not to believe that Lee Hunter is a better player than him coming out. Like, I think versus the run, he's better. This is a guy that knows how to handle double teams, where Kenneth Grant wasn't the one being double teamed. There was his 295-pound teammate, Mason Graham, that was double teamed. But nonetheless, Kenneth Grant was still a good player. I think that's just how highly I view Lee Hunter. I didn't think Kenneth Grant should have been drafted where he was. I didn't have him graded there, but I understood the decision to bring physicality to that defensive line for a team that's been finessed for so long. Well, for teams, Lee Hunter's a guy you absolutely have to see and to watch, and you wanna see more from him as we go further into this week. There's practice later on today as well, and everything like that. Me and Keith will actually be dropping the bonus episode, previewing that practice, all that good stuff. So definitely stay tuned with us here. Double dose of Locked On NFL Draft today. But another guy that made some money, I talked about him on yesterday, another guy that stood out, and it was TJ Parker. I led this show off saying TJ Parker needed to set the tone after a down year, after what most people will call a disappointing year, after what happened for him this season. TJ Parker, 6'3", 263, came in and he absolutely cooked in team, in run drills, and one-on-ones. Like that power, that long arm. He said it. My go-to move is the long arm, right? And for those who don't know, I talked to him in the summer. This was a guy that had, if you read a scouting report, any that I do, if I do when I do scout reports or I write notes on guys, and I do it for receivers too. UOH, use of hands. He has really good use of hands. He hasn't even flashed any of that yet. After what he did day one, it was speed to power. The first rep, I think, was Trey Zune, the left tackle from A&M, who's probably is projected to be more of a guard center type. That power, that long arm, just driving through his chest plate, getting him up off his feet, decleating him, putting him on his back, right? Then it was he rushed off the defensive left, offensive right side against the right tackle from Maryland. What did TJ Parker do? Same thing. Hits him with the long arm, drives him back. And I'm like, that long arm, and that's why I want to see him go to his bag a little bit, because with the long arm and it working so effectively, you're now in the minds of these other tackles because they know you have the power to overwhelm them. And when you get off the ball quickly, you can strike with that long arm, get into their airspace, strike with the long arm, and drive guys back. Yes, it makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you how. It's going to open up for guys their hands might come a little closer in terms of their hand carriage. They might not have the wide hand carriage to do all that it's almost like watching corners with catch technique instead of actually striking and jamming and rerouting. It's, hey, we're playing off and we're hugging you. We're catching you at the top of your break. It's the same thing with offensive tackles with that wide hand carriage. You become huggers and your chest is exposed. Well, if I can get to your chest, I can control your core. I can control your base. I can control you. And that's just the end of it all, right? And so for him is now, if guys start to shrink that hand carriage a little bit, bring it in a little tighter, which is good for them. But if let's say they don't have the hand quickness to go from inside to out and be able to protect the outside of their shoulders, now that opens up different counters. He can sell that long arm, go to a club maneuver with the long arm over, right? He can throw a feint punch, dip and bend underneath and rip underneath. It opens up some things for TJ Parker. So I think he had himself a good day. There was I believe it was a tight end that I saw that was doing some good things. Joshua Cuevas, yes, from Bama, 6'3", 250. Watching him in one-on-ones, he was getting open. Dude was getting open quite a bit, man. I talked about Sam Rouge, who did some solid things. I talked about Justin Jolie yesterday as well. But Joshua Cuevas, 6'3", 250 out of Alabama. Definitely keep your eyes on him. He battled some injuries throughout the season and things of that nature, but he looked good. He did well. I like what I saw from him. Man, my guy, our guy. He's not here, but our guy. He might start the show off talking about some of his takeaways because he's boots on the ground, on the actual field and everything. But Mike Washington Jr., right? 6'1", 6 foot, 228. Man, and he's smooth, he's fluid, he's nimble, he's fleet of foot, but he's big, explosive, and powerful. That's a big body running back. I'm telling you now, guys. I mean, he's been a top 5 running back for me since I found him. Since I found him, to be completely honest with you guys. As a matter of fact, I can tell you right now where he is just coming into the Senior Bowl. He actually is my RB5 because he's slightly behind Katron Allen. I just want to see Katron's better in pass protection than Mike. Mike's got to get better with fumbles, and he's got to get better with pass protection. Those are two things that will keep you off the field in the NFL. He's got to clean those two things up. I have Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, Emmett Johnson, Katron Allen, and then Mike Washington. I love Mike Washington's game. Clean up some of the things that he does, that he struggles with a little bit. Clean some of those things up, and we are good to go. But guys, coming up next, we're getting into some more standouts and some of the more of the notes that I have from day one of Senior Bowl practice. Coming up next.
Hey, it's Matt Derry from the Locked On Lions podcast. The people I love depend on me. If I'm gone, the financial responsibilities don't disappear. I didn't want my family figuring things out during the hardest moment of their lives. That's why I knew only one place to go. I chose life insurance through my friends at Ethos. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy, 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. I love the folks at Ethos. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/LockedOnNFL. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get the free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/LockedOnNFL. That is ethos.com/LockedOnNFL. Ethos.com/LockedOnNFL. Application times and rates may vary.
There's nothing like being in an NBA arena. The crowd, the energy, the moment. Getting tickets, though, that part hasn't always been so easy and so simple. And that's why Game Time has become the go-to app for scoring tickets fast and without the hassle. It puts the advantage back where it belongs, and that is with you, the fans. Everything feels quick, intuitive, and stress-free from start to finish. They have great last-minute options too, with NBA tickets showing up at solid prices. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. All you have to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today, and remember, it's gametime.co, not .com. More standouts from day one of Senior Bowl practice. That's what we're getting into next. But guys, thanks for being an everydayer with us. If you want the show ad-free, check out the Everydayer Club. Go subscribe and become a member. All you have to do is go to lockedonnfldraft.supercast.com, and you can join our invite members only Discord server where you can get into all of our sports channels, NFL, NFL draft, college football, NBA, you name it, we have it. It's for you. Go subscribe. Guys, an unknown wide receiver that really stepped up yesterday, and that was Tyron Montgomery. Okay, I didn't know much about this young man leading into this out of John Carroll University, JCU. Okay, but man, oh man, listen, talk about piqued my interest. The young man piqued the interest, guys. I loved what I saw from this young receiver. This dude made plays. I like the speed I saw from him. I like he had a route. Oh man, he had a route against Colton Hood. Listen, I'm just telling y'all, man, do not get mixed up with this SEC bias stuff. You know, Keith, you know, he liked to, you know, he does, you know, that's his thing. But no, seriously. Let me give you the measurements. 5'11", 190 for Tyron Montgomery. Okay. He went up against Colton Hood, the corner out of Tennessee, who I think some people have him as a top 15 pick. I don't have him there yet and everything. That's a little rich for my blood, nonetheless, because Colton Hood's 5'11", 188. And he ran, I believe it was a deep curl route. And man, you talking about leaving, like to put the brakes on, watching Colton Hood just keep running upfield, create so much space and separation. Then it was the 7-on-7 shells or 7-on-7 reps. And I think it was Cole Payton threw the deep ball to him, and he went up and got it. Guys, listen, he's a little bit thin. He's got a little wiry of a frame. Again, let me go back to the measurements here for Tyron Montgomery, 5'11", 190, but the speed's there. The ability to sink his hips at the top of his brakes. And what I liked was no indicators. It was salesmanship, selling the vertical, like quick opening plant, work down the stem, and come back to the ball, right? Those things matter. They translate. It means something. It means something to me, man. If you know, you know. If you know, you know, man. But yes, like Tyron Montgomery showed out, and I hope he can put on another performance like this, guys. I liked everything I saw from this young man, and I think that excuse me, I think that there's an opportunity for this young man to continue to stack days. And next thing you know, we're hearing his name in the third round. Matter of fact, not even the third round. I think that if he continues to play well, I believe that those scouts and GMs that are there, right, that are in the stadium, they're watching practice, I believe that they're going to say, you know what? Hey, NFL, hey, Combine Committee, we need him to get an invite. I want to see what he runs in the 40. I need that 40 time, right? I need the 40 time. I need that 10-yard split. I need all of that. Tyron Montgomery, big winner on day one of practice. But another guy who won at the wide receiver position, Josh Cameron, 6'1", 223, built like Debo Samuel, got a little Dez Bryant with the ball, with the ball in flight, attacking and tracking the ball downfield. He also beat Colton Hood on the deep route. He beat Hezekiah Massis, the cow corner. And it's just at times it was a situation where it's just like, hey, he's just bigger. I'm not gonna say completely faster, but big. I have enough. He's bigger, has enough speed to be fast, but it's the strength, man. Against Hezekiah, I'm surprised they didn't call a flag. He gave a little push off with the full arm extension twice in one-on-ones. But then it's the ball tracking. It's like his hands are outstanding. Josh Cameron makes some great grabs. So to watch him make that catch down the sideline, two hands, get the ball and snatch it. The play versus Colton Hood, where to me it was a little underthrown. I think it was Diego Pavia. Like, the arm talent for me is questionable driving the football outside the numbers, but the ball was a little underthrown. I think that was from Pavia, and he made an adjustment on it. Reached back, snatched it. Colton Hood he was in phase, but he was face guarding. He didn't look for the football, right? Same thing he did kind of against Tyron Montgomery. Got him beat both times and everything. But I like what I saw for Josh Cameron. Reggie Virgil, another guy from Texas Tech, 6'2", 188. Keith compared him to Jalen McMillan. I think Keith might be spot on with that one, man. This dude is smooth. You hear me? When they were in 7-on-7s and stuff, like, you're watching those quarterbacks like Cole Payton and those guys, they were looking for Reggie. They were getting the ball to Reggie Virgil. Who was it? I don't think it was Cole Payton that threw the corner route. It was Pavia. Pavia threw a corner route, I think, twice to Virgil. The first one was completed. The second one, again, the lack of arm talent to drive the ball was evident. Corner broke on it, PBU. But yeah, I like the corner routes, the quick out route, the shallow cross. They were looking for Reggie Virgil, and they were getting the ball to him early, man. And I like what I saw from Reggie as well on day one. He showed up, he showcased himself, being able to run routes, get open, salesmanship, like creating that space. Love to see those type of things. Who else stood out that I want to get into? Zane Durant. Let's talk about Zane Durant, man. Listen, I know, right? Zane Durant is undersized. He's 6 foot, 290-pound defensive tackle. And people are like, what are we going to do with that? Well, I'm going to tell you what you do with it. You get a swig of my water there. What you do with it is simple. You play him. Yeah, you play the guy. The guy was very difficult to block. He used his leverage well, and he used it to his advantage, right? He fired off the ball quickly with good UOH. What does that stand for, guys? Use of hands. He had a quick win, knocking down the hands of one of the guards, or I think it was either guard or center in one-on-ones, rushing into the end zone, got right back to the quarterback. He can get underneath guys' pads and drive them backwards and create surge and penetration with first step quickness and with power. And then again, with that low center of gravity and just firing off, right? Firing off the ball and everything, man. So I liked a lot of what I saw from him as well. There was this offensive lineman, Delby Lemieux, 6'5", 305. When I look at his frame, I said, man, we can add a couple more pounds to him. I think that'll be really, really good. But nonetheless, guys, let me tell you something. This dude, listen, hear me. He played well in one-on-ones against some of these bigger, stronger, more physical dudes. Hey, I'm blanking right now on the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm blanking. I'm going to look it up right now. The guy who took over for Jason Kelsey. Because I remember he was a little bit of Juergens, right? Juergens was undersized too, 6'3", 303. And I remember that rep in training camp where Jordan Davis was just kind of walking him back. And you just see looked like he was doing a dance. He was just scooting back, talking about Cam Jurgens, but he didn't like Jordan Davis didn't he didn't disengage to get the sack. He just kept trying to overpower him, right? And I felt like Delby Lemieux, not that he had a rep like that, but he wasn't overpowered. And again, he's 6'5", 305, so taller, two more pounds heavier. But I think that he could maybe we get him up to 310, maybe 312. I think I'm just saying out of Dartmouth, I liked what I saw from him. I haven't gotten into the all 22 yet, but waiting for that to drop. I liked what I saw from Delby Lemieux, guys. But coming up next, we're going to close this thing out, and we got to talk quarterbacks from day one, standout performances from day one to Senior Bowl practice. Coming up next. It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff. The final chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially comes to a close. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're right in the middle of it with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing your favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, this is the game everyone's been waiting for. It's the perfect way to cap off the season and make the Super Bowl even more exciting from kickoff to the final whistle. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and you'll get $200 back in bonus bets if you win. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season is over. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Thank you for making Locked On NFL Draft your first listen today and every day. Shout out for being our everydayers. We got to talk to these quarterbacks and the standout quarterback performances from day one of Senior Bowl practices. That's what we're getting into next. And guys, listen, as always, thanks for being an everydayer with us. And if you want the show ad-free, go check out the Everydayer Club. Go to LockedOnNFLDraft.supercast.com to subscribe and join the Everydayer Club. Now, Cole Payton. I talked about him. Me and Keith ranked our quarterbacks last week for the Senior Bowl quarterback rankings and everything. And where was he? I had Cole Payton as my QB4. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. He probably left out, I would say, as the most impressive quarterback to me, just to be honest. I mean, Taylor was okay. Luke Altmyer, getting to his analysis and synopsis in a second. Nussmeier, we'll talk about it, and everything. Just from what I see, I'm holding off some reservations until I get to all 22 and to watch that. But Cole Payton, man, I felt like he anticipated well. He processed information well. He got the ball out of his hands quickly. I think the first couple reps when he threw the ball, there was a little delay. But then after that, I think that he was moving really good in terms of getting the ball out, working the field with his vision and his eyes, and showcasing the arm talent and arm strength to throw on a deep out route or throw and bang that deep end cut in the middle of the field. I liked what I saw from the lefty, man. And again, he's 6'2", 229. He's really athletic, and that's not something that's really going to be on display a lot here at the Senior Bowl. So I think this is a guy that can continue to put up opportunity, like put up good practices. Cole Payton was the best quarterback to me, just off of watching the practice, right? Now, like I said, I got to go through tape. And guess what, guys? I'll bring you film reviews and tape reviews on this podcast. Like as I get through the film, take my notes. I'm going to, press record and drop some episodes this week for you guys as well. But nonetheless, Cole Payton, man, I like what I saw from the young man out of North Dakota State. I don't know what it is, but North Dakota State knows how to recruit and develop their quarterbacks, man. I look at him and I say, hey, yes, Dante Moore is not here. Arch Manning is not here. Lenore Sellers is not here. But we sat here and, we wanted to poo-poo this quarterback class. But I'm looking at guys like Cole Payton, and I like what I see. I like what I saw on film. I'm going to do a scouting report next week. This guy could be a big-time riser, because for everything that we wanted to see from other guys that we wanted to enter, I'm seeing from him. And accuracy, ball placement, anticipation, arm talent, size. I know he's got the athleticism. Keep your eyes out on Cole Payton. Diego Pavia overall, I think he had a good practice. He had a couple reps where they kept him clean in the pocket in 11-on-11s. He found the throwing lanes in the middle of the field, got the ball out on corner routes, got the ball out down the field on the chunk play to Josh Cameron. I think he did a solid job throwing the ball and everything. I think the pocket mobility and his ability to create with his legs and things are always going to be there. I'm just the arm talent I'm not wowed by, and he's 5'9". I don't know how this is going to play out for the league, but hey, he did some solid things. So I got to give him a shout out in terms of what he was able to do. I like what I saw from Luke Altmyer, man, 6'1", 210, quarterback out of Illinois. This dude, does he look like a potential game manager? Sure. But isn't Bryce Young a game manager? Isn't like there's multiple quarterbacks. Mac Jones is a game manager. Like, we just kind of pick and choose what game manager we like. So Luke Altmyer and I tweeted this out, he's going to be the type of quarterback that these West Coast teams want to get a hold of. And I can't wait to really dive into his film. I was supposed to do it a couple weeks ago, but life be lifing, okay? Life be lifing, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't get into his tape, but once I do that and do his report, I'll actually come back and do a actual full scouting report episode on Luke Altmyer. But I think he helped himself. I think he helped himself a lot. He was processing quick, snappy release, getting the ball out on time. I liked what I saw from Mr. Altmyer myself. I'm just being honest with you guys. Shout out to the Fight in the Line now. They have the quarterback who should be drafted, in my opinion. I don't care if it's 5th, 6th round. He should be drafted. And I could see him being a QB3 that might work himself into being a QB2 for a team. And then last, let's talk about Garrett Nussmeier, man. 6'1", 202. I felt like Nuss had some good moments. He had the jump man throw, rolling to his left on the bootleg, back to his left in team drills. He flashed some accuracy. To me, when he did that jump man throw, I said, okay, that core looks pretty good. Okay, I like it, Nuss. I see you. And then he left some passes. He had one down the field to, I think, Malachi Fields, and he just left it short. He had another one up to seam to the tight end, I believe. Ball was at his feet. Everything I saw in Clemson, in terms of the negatives, the size, the lack of arm talent, they showed up. Now maybe I'm just as based off of the live watch. I'm gonna go back, look at the film, and when I look at the film, I dissect the footwork and things as well. Where was his feet? What was his base? Things of that nature. Yeah, I think he was solid. Not good to me, not great, not bad. But the arm talent, I need to see more RPMs. I need to see more velocity. But guys, that is our show. Recapping day one of Senior Bowl practice, and those standout guys that made themselves some money for your boy DP, me here on the Locked On NFL Draft Podcast. As always, go subscribe and follow for free on YouTube, wherever you listen to the podcast, to get the latest episode as soon as it is available. Later today, we're going to be previewing day 2 of Senior Bowl practices with Keith. Again, boots on the ground, get his thoughts from day 1 of practice, and then previewing day 2. So come and join the conversation again later today and tomorrow and every day to be our everydayers. Come and join the conversation again tomorrow on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.